product used to start again. Wait, I've got media product. So in what way does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of evaluation of our media product? So in what way does your media use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products?
An example, our media product uses images of a thriller, for example, stereotypical murder victim. So we use like a young teenage girl, which is usually like victims, which is stereotypical in murder and thrillers. And we use a lot of cross-cutting, which is usually used in the editing, which mainly consists of like quick cross-cuts, etc., etc. And we also did like flashbacks, which are usually used in thrillers, you know, just to represent, you know, what happened in the past. The music we also used, that was, we added that in, but that was, that was the music we used. That suited the theme and the genre of our product.
We tried to get it depressing, so it wasn't as a popular choice as what would be expected.
So it would suit our. And we didn't really challenge the conventions of a thriller. Rather, we used and we developed them within our media product.
Yeah. Okay. So next, how does your media product represent particular social groups?
Well, we used a murder, for example, which we used a murder by representing them with like a knife, so it's clear about who they are. So that was very obvious. And then like also the character carrying the flowers to the graveyard wearing black, which represents, you know,
setting cemetery. The media institution might distribute your media product and why.
An institution that might distribute our media product would be New Line Cinema. This is because they distributed the film 7, which we class our product similar to.
Because their genre is a thriller and so is our genre.
And they use cross-cutting within that film as well.
Okay, who would be the audience for your media product?
Our main audience would be teenagers and like people above like the age of teenagers, like about their 20s, would you say?
Yeah, 15 plus, as the violence isn't really suitable for anyone younger.
15 plus. We did this involving, because we have a young victim in it, so maybe like teenagers could relate in a way, or like sympathy could be liked by the audience if they were of that age. And our thriller is quite an easy thriller to follow, so it's not like it would be anything very, it's not like psychological, so you wouldn't have to think about it so much. It's quite simple to understand.
How did you attract or address your audience?
By using the typical thriller convention, so people who enjoy like watching thrillers, they would enjoy this because it uses the typical convention.
Such as the blood, the weapons, the gloves.
The blood, the weapons, the gloves.
Being at the graveyard.
They were the typical conventions we used in a thriller, which would attract that audience. Next question.
What have you learned about technologies from the process of constructing this product?
We've used a number of different technologies, such as the tripod, the camera. We've used the Apple Macs to edit by using
iMovie HD, which we use
to edit our product, which has got loads of different features on. So we used that where we didn't use them in our prelim task.
We use like different features on the iMovie HD, for example, fading in, fading out, the cross, and then
the ghost thing.
Yeah, the ghost trial, which was a effect that we used in ours, which enabled us to understand like how it could affect our movie in order to create a product that would appeal to those interested in a thriller.
It also makes our product more engaging to the audience, because if we didn't use
much
any
more
effects,
interesting,
then it wouldn't be as successful.
And plus, it wouldn't be as clear about the flashbacks if we didn't have, for example,
the black
and white and the ghost trial. That it would be a flashback.
Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to your product?
The prelim task helped us to understand in terms of getting the use of camera and enabling us to, camera angles, yeah.
And we progressed in.
Yeah, we used a lot more in our
also doing the prelim task also helped us to understand like how important organising our work is and making sure that we had enough time And I think that by the final product, it helped us a lot, as it helped us to like see what each other's strengths were in like the pre-room task, and like what we were good at, like either directing or using the camera or editing.
And like how to use the editing software for the product, so we found it easier to edit our product.